You hear it all the time. Communism. It's like North Korea. There are all robots there, all wearing their grey jumpsuits, all with the same haircuts, all praising the same leader. Under capitalism, on the other hand, you can do whatever your heart desires. You can start your own business, you can build your own career, you can choose from 100 different cereals at the supermarket. You see, one of the most pervasive pieces of propaganda that capitalism uses is this whole notion that capitalism is all about making things better for you. You, as an individual, with your own individual desires, tastes, and ambitions. You are the master of your own world. Now, just to get out of the way, Marxists have nothing against individuality. No one in their right mind should have anything against it. That would mean suppressing people's freedom to make decisions and to express themselves. Now, what we are against is individualism, which is something else altogether. Now, individualism is nicely summed up by Margaret Thatcher's famous quote, "There is no such thing as society." It's basically the worldview that everything that was ever of worth was achieved by great leaders, brave entrepreneurs, and lone geniuses. And that anyone that depends on others is weak and lazy. Now, as Marxists, we understand that ideologies don't just come out of nowhere. They come from the realities of the world that we live in. We also understand that the dominant ideologies of our time come from the dominant class in society, the capitalist class. And because capitalists live in a world of constant competition for individual gain, of course they'll believe that every success is due to them and them only. So, capitalism represents individualism. But does it represent individuality? Okay, now let's start by asking a few questions. If capitalism is truly the best system for individuality, then why are people's life circumstances dictated by their economic background? Why do we have no say over management decisions at our workplaces where we spend the majority of our lives? How much choice does a single mother have about having to work 2 jobs just to support her children? You see, to actually express our individuality in the real world, we need free time, we need access to resources, we need to have a say in decisions that will affect us, and we need our basic life needs to be satisfied. Under capitalism, we get the opposite. People are reduced to the level of things, and things are elevated above the level of people. Every one of us has huge potential inside us, but this potential, which is the full potential of our individuality, is taken from us by capitalism and by capitalists. Under capitalism, we simply don't have the time, energy, or opportunities to fully develop ourselves. But I'm going to go even further than that and say, individualism robs us of our individuality. Because we humans are social animals, and our individual well-being and development cannot be achieved alone. Now just think, could you live without talking to anyone? Could you gain new perspectives if you were just by yourself? Could you change the world without a team behind you? To paraphrase Marx, it is only by connecting with others that each of us can fully develop ourselves as individuals. This is why the first aim of a socialist society would be to eliminate all the poverty and scarcity of capitalism, while at the same time building the structures that will give people a real say in decisions in the workplace, the community, and the nation. Instead of work being a place where you submit to the authority of your superior, we could all be trained with management skills, giving us ownership over our workplace. Instead of people working 60 hours a week whilst millions are unemployed, we could have full employment and reduce working hours for all, so we all have the free time to explore and develop our talents and participate in the running of society. Instead of our creativity being suppressed by schools and workplaces run like 19th century factories, we could have lifelong free education that develops us as human beings, rather than training us to be obedient workers. Far from crushing individuality, socialism, and eventually communism, would be the first social systems where the full potential of all of our individualities could be realized.